My name is Panasiuk.
Здравствуйте, мой друг.
I'm continuing my survival challenge on a new tropical island. In the first episode, I was just getting to know this wild place. But today the stakes are much higher. Giant crabs, underwater hunting, and traps that will either work or leave me hungry. No food, no help. Just me, the ocean and the wild. And this is only the beginning. Day 2 on the new island. Early in the morning, at sunrise, I woke up and started my island routine. The first episode got 7,500 likes in just one day. And that means you decided my next mission for the upcoming season. I'll have to go underwater hunting with a handmade wooden crossbow. Every like you give becomes a new mission. For example, at 11,000 likes, I'll hunt with a bow and arrows. At 18,000, I'll have to catch a shark and cook it over the fire. At 30,000 likes, I'll dig out my own underground shelter on the island. You're the ones shaping my new season. For fresh water, I rely on coconut palms. Just like in Thailand, I start my morning with a fresh coconut. I've already had enough fish, so today I caught something different. I'll clean my catch right by the water. Today I managed to catch a big octopus. They often hide among the rocks here, and I haven't had one in a long time. So I decided that today I'll focus on catching squid and octopus whenever possible. They're more active at night, so my chances are much higher then. This is my food for today, my friends. This is my meal. Octopus meat is pretty tough, so simply boiling or grilling it won't work. It needs the right preparation, and that means it needs a massage. First, clean out the insides, then give it a good beating. The massage has to be really intense to break down the tough fibers and make the meat tender. A little spa treatment for the octopus, so it becomes soft and tasty. Just need to rinse off the ink. It released a bit of ink there. Now I'll make a simple marinade, just salt and lime juice, because that's all I've got. That should be enough. There we go. While my octopus marinates, I'll keep exploring the island. There are coconuts lying under the palm trees. Another palm over here.
Oh.
Ooh, the sun is blinding out here. Look what I found. Fresh water. A bit stale, but still fresh water. I'll take it with me. Sometimes the ocean waves wash up really useful things. These bottles with water, not rare at all. I have shown that more than once. If you walk along the beach, you can often find bottles that fell off boats, sometimes with drinkable water inside. I decided to take the kayak and paddle to another small coral island. I'll go underwater hunting around it. Let's check out this new location. Look here, on the ocean floor, there are these strange little spheres filled with water. And under that rock, a perfect hiding spot for crabs or lobsters. I definitely need to check it out. There weren't too many fish around this island, but there were lots of big rocks. Maybe that's where the lobsters live. Once again, I dove underwater, holding onto a rock with one hand near the bottom. I tried to stay completely still, calm and quiet. I waited for the right moment, for a fish to come out from under the rocks and get within shooting distance. I dove again and again, carefully peering into every crack and tiny cave. But no lobsters or crabs yet. Then I spotted a fish, but I missed the shot, so I kept swimming. On my way back, I checked the rocky reef where that turtle was swimming again. Right here, under the rocks, there were a few big fish, but they hid deep inside the cave. So, my friends, this time I came back to shore empty-handed. Then, on the sand, I noticed a huge and suspicious-looking hole. I grabbed my flashlight and lowered the camera inside. I wanted to see if any big crabs were living there. But it was empty. I'm crawling in somewhere again, friends. Here's a good example, friends, of what happens if you try to sleep under a palm tree. That's what could hit you right on the head. Look, coconuts are literally falling from up there. So yeah, never ever set up camp under a palm tree. Look what I found, guys! Wow, that's a termite nest. Oh wait, they're actually in there. I poked a small hole with my finger and they all came pouring out. That's crazy. Almost as big as me. Right here, I made a small opening and they immediately showed themselves. See them? Tiny little guys chewing through the wood. It's massive. Look at that. So cool. Alright, let's keep exploring. Crabs, where are you? Where are you hiding? They must be around here somewhere, I'm sure of it. That's just the leaves rustling. Thought something was crawling already. Someone's definitely been here. I need to gather coconut husks for the campfire. Yeah, coconut bark burns great for starting a fire. Friends, there's a swamp over here. This is it. 100% where the crabs live. It's just like on that deserted island I was on before. There was a swamp too, and around that swamp lived the same kind of crabs, though not as huge as these. Right here. This is their home, I'm sure of it. I think it's fresh water, but I'm definitely not drinking it. It really reminds me of that uninhabited island. Yeah, they're here somewhere for sure. Alright, I'll come back here at night. I'll try to catch them. Though I'm guessing there'll be a ton of mosquitoes tonight. This is their spot. Friends, I see crabs inside that burrow. Let's try to catch them right now. I saw them. There are crabs in there. Look, there are 2 holes here, right where that bottle is lying. 2 burrows and I can see the crabs inside. 1 crab and another one. Here's 1 crab and another sitting right there. They're big, but can I actually catch them? They're hiding deep inside their holes. Hard to reach, but they're here. And that's what matters. That means tonight, crab hunting time. I definitely need to set up a trap here and try to catch them. Yeah, this place is perfect for them. The environment is just right. Well, I found them, and that's the main thing. The more likes this episode gets in the first 24 hours, the crazier and tougher the next survival challenge will be. And you can also leave a comment with your own mission idea. I'll add it to the list you see on the screen right now. For example, one of my viewers suggested catch a snake and eat it. And yes, I added that mission. I went back to camp, grabbed my automatic trap and some bait, and returned to the swamp. From the fishing net, I took a fish I'd caught with a spear, cut it into pieces, and used it as bait. With my knife, I sliced off a small chunk and loaded it into the trigger. The trap is armed. Now it's time to set it near the crab burrows. Setting up the trap. And of course, I'll place a camera nearby too. Hopefully, this time we'll catch the exact moment when the trap goes off and capture something. I also took a small piece of fish and rubbed it on the wood around the trap. That way the smell will attract even more crabs. And now, the trap is ready. Wish me luck. Time passed, and the bait inside the trap slowly began to attract attention. But the big crabs refused to come out of their burrows, as if they were waiting for nightfall. The smaller ones, though, were crawling everywhere, completely fearless. During that time, I managed to catch a few more small fish, which I cooked along with the octopus and ate. The big crabs still didn't want to come out for the smell of bait, but as soon as the sun started to dip below the horizon, everything changed. Watch the top left corner of the trap. Right there, a big crab crawled out of its hole, like it was getting ready to climb inside. And only after the sun completely disappeared did the crabs begin to show themselves. The scent of fresh fish started to tempt them instantly. They were creeping closer and closer to the trap, nibbling at the spots I had rubbed with fish pieces, but they were still too cautious to get near the actual bait. Then, from the right side of the trap, another big crab came out of a second hole. Competition was heating up. One of them had to be first to grab that piece of fish. Night fell, and things got way more interesting. Alright, I heard some rustling here. And there's another hole right over here. Looks like a crab just crawled in there. Just hope no snake jumps out at my face right now. At least there's a palm tree here. I can collect some dry tinder from it. It catches fire really fast. That was dangerous, my friends. Look at this. In the end, I actually managed to catch one. This is the kind that lives in mangrove roots and burrows. It ran out from the mangroves and was sprinting across the open sand. I just grabbed it. Pretty big one. Strong too. Look at that. Not sure if you can see it clearly. I set the flashlight the best I could. Anyway, friends, besides this one, I didn't manage to catch any others yet. It's a female without eggs, which means it's okay to take her in a survival situation. Nothing wrong with that. Look how it twists its legs. Look at that. That's one strong crab. We've got food. Adding it to the survival stash. It'll come in handy later. I took the crab and brought it back to camp. Put it inside a mesh bag. Meanwhile, something interesting was happening in my trap. The most frustrating part, my friends, is that since I set up the trap while it was still light out, I didn't turn on any extra lighting, and only after it got completely dark, when the camera could barely capture anything, two crabs finally decided to climb into the trap. But it's really hard to see anything. Will the trap go off? Will I manage to catch them or not? As always, leave your predictions in the comments below the video. I'm putting the mosquito net over the hammock now, because I don't want the mosquitoes waking me up again in the morning. The net works like a simple cover. You cut one end of the hammock, feed it through the net and pull it out the other side. Now I just tie the hammock back to the tree. That's it. There's a small opening on the bottom where you climb in. You get inside through that hole. Pull the hammock under yourself. There we go. Tuck the net in. Shake off the sand from your legs. When I sleep, I drop the opening downwards. It seals itself tight with an elastic band. That's the entry hole. It closes and stays under me. Inside, there's also a little string. You pull it to keep the net off your face. That's how I sleep on the islands. The mosquito net keeps out sandflies and mosquitoes, but still lets the ocean breeze flow through, so it's not hot or stuffy. Then in the morning, I open the hole, swing my legs out, jump off the hammock, shake the sand out, and done. Today my goal is to catch squids and octopuses. At night, they come out to hunt, and squids often swim right toward the beam of my flashlight. I'll try to catch some. I decided to hunt near the rocky reef, close to shore. And suddenly, right on the ocean floor, I saw something incredible. Take a look. It's an octopus. It was trying to hide under the rocks. I couldn't miss this catch. I loaded my spear and took the shot. Got it. Right away I took out my knife and tried to put it to rest. But the octopus didn't give up easily. That's because it has 3 hearts. Yes, you heard that right. 2 branchial hearts pump blood through the gills to oxygenate it, while the central heart sends oxygen-rich blood to the rest of the body. And here's another cool fact. When an octopus swims, its main heart actually stops beating, so it gets tired quickly. That's why it usually crawls along the seafloor instead of swimming. After a while, I managed to subdue it. What luck! I caught another one too. And it was a big one. A real delicacy. I put the catch into my mesh bag. On my way back to the island, I met my friend the turtle again. I kept swimming, looking around carefully. The whole time I had the feeling something was watching me. Then suddenly, right in front of me, I saw a big fish. Couldn't miss that one. I tried to chase it. And just as I got within shooting distance, it vanished into a cloud of sand. Right then, I knew something was off. Only a large fish could stir up that much sand. My first thought, a big shark. But when I swam closer, I realized what it was. It was a huge stingray. Wow, guys, did you see that? A giant stingray. An absolutely massive stingray. Right here, just beneath me, it's burying itself in the sand. I can see it, right there, digging into the seabed. Just enormous, so big. Unbelievably big. You wouldn't want to step on something like that, trust me. That was a real ocean monster. Just look at the size of it. Its tail was as thick as my arm, and the most dangerous part, at the end of the powerful tail, a sharp, venomous spine. The stingray tried to bury itself in the sand. From what I could tell, it was probably the breeding season, so I didn't want to disturb it, just filmed carefully from the side. Look at that huge, powerful body, about 1.5 meters across. With my catch in hand, I headed back to camp. Time to cook the octopus. First things first, I need fire. Yeah, I'll grill it on a stick. I love both squid and octopus cooked over open flames. Hopefully I tenderized it well enough, so the meat turns out soft and juicy. I'll start the fire the old-fashioned way, friction, rubbing 2 sticks together until I get a small ember. Then I'll drop it into a dry coconut shell and try to blow it into a flame. No fire means no food, and no food means no energy to survive. This branch looks perfect. I'll grab some smaller ones too. Perfect for kindling. Dry palm leaves, they'll work too. All of this will make great tinder. Let's grab a bit more. The most important thing is just to get it started. Once the flame catches, it's easy. Just add bigger branches and it'll burn steady. I'll clean up the camp area while I'm at it. Too many sticks underfoot. Start with dry tinder, then small twigs on top, so they catch from the leaves. Then add larger pieces, stacking them like a little teepee. I'm rushing a bit, but it should work. Oh wait guys, I might not need to start from scratch. Look, there's still a spark in the ashes. There's a chance. Yes, there's an ember. That's good. Come on. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! I got lucky. There was still a bit of ember left. I used it to start the fire. Now quickly add some sticks. Let's build it up. Time to cook the octopus. That saved me a lot of energy. Starting a fire by friction takes a ton of effort. So I'm really glad I managed to revive the fire from that last ember. The coals were still warm. Perfect timing. Now I just need to find a good stick to roast the octopus on. That's my catch for today. Not sure how to tie it so it stays on. I just made a quick knot. Look, tied it right onto the stick. That'll do the trick. There's still a small piece left. Hold on. I washed it off. It got a bit sandy. I'll retie it and keep one tentacle aside. It's delicious. But I'll use it as bait for the crab trap later. While the octopus is cooking, I'll go and check the trap. Let's see if it worked. Maybe something got caught. I hear rustling. Big crabs are scurrying all around me. I wonder if the trap went off or not. Do they even eat fish, these crabs? If they do, the trap should have worked. Let's find out together. Some debris here. I hear something moving. Where's the trap? Ah, there it is, further ahead. Guys, the trap worked. It worked. There's a crab inside. One just ran back into its hole. A big one. Look at this giant I caught. The trap worked perfectly. It's quick, really quick. That's a good size. Look how big it is. Yes, another successful catch. No eggs. Perfect. We can take it. Got it. The catch is good. Into the net it goes. Big meaty crabs. Beautiful catch. I grabbed the trap and headed back to camp. Look at that golden crust on the octopus. What do you think? Should I take it off the fire or give it a few more minutes? I tied it to the stick, and as it cooked, it tightened up nicely. Look at that. Just wrapped around the stick like a knot. Looks kind of like those twisted breads we made from flour back on the survival project, remember? Only this time. It's made of octopus. I just tried a bite, and wow, I need to share this up close. It's incredibly tender. I honestly thought it would be rubbery. Either I tenderized it well, or it's just super fresh. But it turned out so soft, salty, flavorful, and most importantly, tender. Didn't expect that at all. I know you can't overcook squid or octopus, or they turn tough. I grilled it for about 7 minutes. The meat's white, curled, perfectly cooked, not raw. A couple more minutes and it's done. Not sure if you can see it. But the doneness, 10 out of 10. Even though I cooked it over open coals, it grilled perfectly. Golden crust, juicy inside, not burnt, not raw, just beautiful. Look, perfect. Alright, let's eat. Tender, seriously, I'm shocked. Soft, delicate and salty. And remember, my friends, the more likes this episode gets on the first day, the tougher and crazier my next survival challenge will be. You decide what the next season will look like. Leave your mission ideas in the comments below. And that smoky flavor. Amazing! Alright, shake the sand off. Time to get some sleep. Forgot my flashlight again, of course. Now let's get into the mosquito net. Close the opening tight. No bugs allowed. Twist it under the hammock so it seals completely. Close my mouth. And time to sleep. Good night, friends. What a day. Well-deserved rest. Remember, you shape what the next season will be and what missions I'll take on here on the island. Share this video with your friends and subscribe so you don't miss what happens next. See you soon.